Good morning. Nothing could be finer than to be right here at the North Carolina State Fair. Welcome to our 2019 grand opening, our official opening ceremony. I'm Kent Yelverton. I'm the North Carolina State Fair Manager, and on behalf of my staff, I would like to welcome you to the fairgrounds. We're very proud to have you here. It's a beautiful day to celebrate this annual fall tradition and to celebrate the best of North Carolina. And that's what we do every day of the 11-day North Carolina State Fair. We highlight the best of our state. At this time, I'm going to ask Assistant State Fair Manager James Romer to come forward to introduce our next guest.
Thanks, Kent, and good morning, everyone. I've got one question for you first, and you don't need your phones and you don't need a watch to answer this question. What time is it? It's State Fair time, and thank goodness it's that time of year again. I would ask at this time that you would please rise for the presentation of our colors from the North Carolina Forest Service Honor Guard, led by Josh Bell, Radar Harrison, Mike Hoggard, Philip Ramsey, and Lance Swindell.
Honor Guard. Hutty, hut. Carry. Go. Forward. March.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem as performed by Rose Higgins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. We have a great entertainment lineup for you this year at the North Carolina State Fair. We have a mix that includes many new and old favorites. Racing pigs, lumberjacks, stilt walkers, a one-man band, acrobats, aerialists, and even a parrot riding a pirate, just to name a few. And we have the State Fair Sky Gazer. Yes, a 155-foot tall Ferris wheel, the largest traveling Ferris wheel in North America, with over 500,000 LED lights, putting on a light show and carrying riders for a spectacular 15-mile view of the surrounding area. Since we're here at the pond, it's also appropriate to mention we've moved the fireworks back onto the fairgrounds, and right here at the Gate 8 pond, last night we had a spectacular show, and we'll have 10 more of those. So come on down and watch the fireworks up close. We have a lot of competitive exhibit entries this year. We have over 28,000 competitive entries, from our livestock to jams to the state's record pumpkin at 1,506.5 pounds. The state record pumpkin is here. It's on display in the expo building. If music is what you enjoy coming to the fair for, we have 117 concerts on our 3 stages as part of our homegrown music series. We're excited for you to be here. We're excited for you to have an opportunity to check it all out. At this time, I would like to recognize a few of our guests that we have with us today. We have some of the members of our North Carolina Board of Agriculture. As I recognize you, if you would, raise your hand to be recognized. Doug Boyd, Billy Carter, Scott Tyson, Bob Sutter, Jose Calderon. Any other Board of Agriculture members, please raise your hand to be recognized. Thank you. We also have members of the Commissioner's Circle. If you're a member of the Commissioner's Circle, if you would raise your hand to be recognized. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. We have some members of the General Assembly with us this morning. Senator Mike Woodard, Representative Lisa Barnes, Representative Allison Dahl, Representative Julie Von Hafen, Representative Ray Smith, Representative Harry Warren, Representative Donna White, Representative Larry Strickland. Thank you. If there are other members of the General Assembly, if you would, please raise your hand to be recognized. Thank you. I know that we have one member of Council of State with us this morning, Secretary of State Elaine Marshall. If there are other members of the Council of State, please raise your hand to be recognized. We have some of our agricultural leaders with us here this morning. We have Dean Ahmedna with NC A&T University. We have Harry Daniels, Associate Dean of Administration with the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. We have Dean Linton with the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. We have North Carolina Farm Bureau President Larry Wooten. And representing our local, we have Wake County Sheriff Gerald Baker. Again, thank you for joining us here today. It's now my pleasure to recognize my boss, the man that gives us the leadership and the support to do what we do here, to put on this event for you, and to do what we do at the fairgrounds all year long, and the best friend that agriculture in North Carolina has, my boss, Commissioner Steve Troxler.
Thank you, Kent, and I just want to thank everybody for being here this morning for the official ribbon cutting and opening of the 152nd North Carolina State Fair. That's a lot of history. A lot of things have gone on here, but nothing has changed. Nothing could be finer than the North Carolina State Fair. So we are proud to be here this morning to open this fair up. The State Fair is about showcasing the best that North Carolina has to offer, whether it be our agricultural exhibits and competitions, arts and crafts, music, rides, food, the very best of North Carolina. That's what we are. This is a tradition that families across the state look forward to every year, and I'm especially proud to have the opportunity to celebrate agriculture here at this fair, which just happens to be a $91.8 billion industry in this state and the #1 industry by a long shot. I can truthfully tell you, when I was elected as Commissioner of Agriculture, I think the State Fair was probably the most intimidating part of the position that I would hold. And if you look around at how many moving parts there are, having 1 million people come to visit you, making sure that they're safe, making sure that people have fun, it's a big responsibility. But it's not only my responsibility. We have a great fair staff here at the fairgrounds, and I have a great staff across the Department of Ag that puts this on. This is their fair to put on, and they do an absolutely wonderful job putting this fair on. Every time I go out on the fairgrounds and I see people having fun, smiles on their faces, that makes me understand even more why we put in the long hours and the hard work that we do to put this fair on. This is my 15th state fair, and this has been a little bit different than any of the ones that I've been at before, and I think maybe you saw me with a prop when I came up here, not figuratively, but literally. I've had to have knee surgery that didn't turn out exactly like the surgeon said as far as recovery time, so it is really good for me to be here today and be out with the folks of North Carolina and see people having fun. It is one secret that I think is not a secret any longer. This area of the fairgrounds is something that is very, very special to me, and it's called Heritage Circle. And if you look around at what's happened over the past few years, it's been a pretty dramatic transformation. And this year is no different. We do have a new project, but it's a new old project. We have a new old tobacco barn here at the fair this year. The other tobacco barn has served us well for many years, but between termites and just weather damage, we needed to replace that tobacco barn. And lucky for us, we had, I think, the prettiest tobacco barn in North Carolina donated to us by Robert and Martha McCollum from Reedsville, North Carolina. And I know they are here with us today. And if you would, please stand up or raise your hand so that we can thank you. I want to tell you a little bit about the barn. It was originally part of the Jack Scott farm, and it dates back to the early 1900s. And I think if you look at the size of the logs in this barn, and these are white oak logs, they are huge. And how people then had the ability to get these logs up in place without modern machinery we have today, just look at it, and it is really amazing. And it's amazing to find one in this shape, so we couldn't be any happier to have that barn here this year at the fair. And we will be filling it and curing the barn tobacco for the first time at the state fair this year. And you also will see that building a barn to cure barn tobacco in is one thing, but building one for public use is quite another, with codes and doing everything just right. So while people probably put this barn up in the beginning in a week or two, it took us about 3 months of hard work to build this new barn with a new foundation, put the logs back up, chink it, and if you don't know what chinking is, that's the cement that goes between the logs to hold the heat in. We also added sheds on 4 sides of it for more public access and to help us as we go through the process of filling the barn. The only thing we were able to save out of this was the old furnaces, and so we saved them, and they will still be curing the tobacco, but everything else is new old, and we're very proud of that. I also have somebody here with me today that has been responsible for all of these historic buildings being put up on the fairgrounds. Bob Stanfield, where are you? Stand up, Bob. It's not easy to go out and find someone that has the knowledge and ability to take a historic structure and put it back together and make it work. And Bob is one that has had a hand in doing all of these historic structures. Bob and I actually found these structures and procured them, and then from then on, he dismantled them, got them to the fairgrounds, put them back up, made sure everything was just right. I can't say enough thanks to him. He is a good friend, and he has done a magnificent job with all of these things that we have done down here. And he does share my passion for these traditional log structures, and one thing we also share is he knows how particular I am about these buildings, and he's just as particular, so I never have to worry about whether it's going to be done right. It's always just right. About 1:30 this afternoon, we'll start a celebrity stringing or looping contest. And it's a celebrity string-off in the beginning with Farm Bureau's Linda Loveland. And because of this little gimpy knee that I've got, I won't be stringing this year, but I have brought in Dr. Sandy Stewart, the looping fool, to come in to take care of Linda. The last time that we had this contest, they gave me a rotten ball of twine. And as a result, I broke the twine 3 times, and Linda ended up winning the contest. But I had it made up this year. I went and got masonry twine that you can't break, so it was going to be a very competitive competition, and I hate that I can't do it, but it's always fun to bring this back, to see people that still remember how to put in a barn tobacco the old way. And if you heard me say put in, that is part of the vernacular of tobacco, and between the East and West, there's quite a difference. We string it into Piedmont, they loop it in the East. We house it in the Piedmont, they put it in the barn in the East. They crop it in Eastern North Carolina, we pull it into Piedmont. So you've got to know the vernacular to understand exactly what's going on. But this contest is sponsored by the John Deere Ice Cream Boys, located at the top of Heritage Circle. We have some people that can still really put tobacco on the stick. Most of the time, the winner is under 1 minute per stick, and it's got to be a perfect stick. So come and join us for this contest. It's an extreme amount of fun, and something we're very proud of. I do have with me today members of my family, including 3 of my grandkids. First, I want to introduce my wife, Sharon. She is... I can't tell you how happy she is to have me out of the house at the State Fair. And she may leave me here. I'm not the world's best patient, and I thank her for all the loving care that she has given me during this. I also have Savannah with me here today, Jackson, and Summit. Where is Summit? There's Summit. It gives me the opportunity to see the State Fair with a perspective of kids' eyes when I see how much they love the State Fair and how much enjoyment they get out of it. So everything that we do is worth it. During this time that I haven't been around as much as I normally have, the one thing that I did not have to worry about was that everything was going to get done, it would be done right, and the State Fair would go on. And I want to publicly thank the State Fair staff for all that they have done, my executive staff for all they do, and all the people that work for the Department of Ag for what they do every day for the people of North Carolina. I'm lucky to have the best. I know how lucky I am, and once again, I just want to thank them, and if you will join me in thanking them. This is a magical place, And if you don't have time to see it all and do it all, you can always come back. You've got a lot of time, but enjoy this fair. That's what it's all about. We'll be planning next year's state fair during this state fair. It's about a 385 day a year operation to make it better and better every year. It's about time for us to cut this ribbon, and I don't want to hold you up any longer. So I want everybody that has scissors to come forward and join me now in cutting the ribbon and officially opening the state fair for this year. All right, is everybody ready? We're going to do this on the count of 3. Wait a minute, let me get my all right. 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes opening ceremonies. Have fun at the fair.